One of the biggest pieces of equipment that could really help you get better at MLB The Show come from KontrolFreeks. First, you have the thumbstick that you could add to your controller. Then you have the precision ring. These two pieces of equipment right here can really help you with PCI precision in MLB The Show. So what I'm going to do today is go through what these two things do, what in specific I use myself, and give you some feedback and understanding on my experiences with them so far, so you know what is the best decision for you. I like KontrolFreeks a lot. These pieces of equipment help me a ton. However, they might not be the most necessary for you based on how you play the game. So let's go through these pieces of equipment and let's get into it. I am in custom practice, so I can display this to you. But overall, in case you don't know what a KontrolFreek is, you have the thumbstick, which is basically a stick that you throw on top of your controller to make your sticks taller. So what this does is it adds more precision to your movement. If you can move the stick just a little bit because of the added height, you can move your PCI, for example, in a more precise manner because the stick is taller now. And I know there are also other controllers like the Elite controller where you could swap thumbsticks and make them taller to do the same type of thing. But the KontrolFreeks are nice because they are big. You have enough room to rest your thumb if you like to hit like this. And just in general, they are tall as well and nice and replaceable if they get worn out a little bit. The current ones I am using and have enjoyed a lot are called the CQC Rush. That is the white one on my hitting stick. They help me a lot. And just to go in game and show you, I'm going to connect this controller without any KontrolFreek on. You see, just a basic PS5 controller to try to visualize exactly what's going on here. Basically, when you don't have a stick on top of it, the stick is very short. You don't have much leverage, much room to move. It's very difficult to be precise because the stick isn't tall. You may jam your PCI everywhere. It's very difficult to get that precise movement within the zone because there's such subtle movements. On the other controller with the KontrolFreek on, the added height allows for more precision, allows you to aim more precisely in the zone and aim at those pitches that aren't right on the corners easily. This is something that I find helps me. Adding the KontrolFreek, we'll swap back to this controller and you'll see I can aim with way more precision within the strike zone, which is a big deal because a lot of people aren't going to only pitch you on the corners. You got to be able to hit those pitches in the middle of the strike zone and do well with them. And especially Hall of Fame, Legend difficulty where your PCIs get smaller, it is far more difficult to hit with those smaller PCIs. So these KontrolFreeks can really help you a ton with that, getting that precision with those PCIs in the zone. You see, I'm not jamming the PCI all the way on the corners anymore, a little bit more towards the center of the zone, which allows for more successful hits because these pitches aren't right on the corner. But now we need to also talk about the precision rings. There are 3 levels of hardness with the rings. The green are the softest, purple are medium, and then the black are the hardest. And what these are, they're little foam rings. You see, it's a little squishy ring. And you throw them outside of your stick, and as you see, it is in between below my stick. And as you see, when you move the stick this way or this way or this way, it kind of smushes into the foam. It adds more tension to your stick movement, so you have to press a little harder to do the same movements, which when you're controlling your PCI allows for more precision. You can aim more within the zone because you have to press really hard to jam that PCI really far outside. So if you look at my PCI, I have to press really hard just to get my PCI out here. In comparison to without it, it's basically effortless to get your PCI towards very outside there. So this has especially helped me in MLB 22. Last year in 21, I didn't use them at all because I didn't like them. But this year so far, I was struggling to hit. I was jamming the PCI around the corners and I really did not like it. So I threw on the precision ring. I was like, why not? Let me give it a try. And I have just been aiming really well within the zone now. Just in general, I'm not jamming my PCIs as much on the corners, aiming the PCIs within the zone, and you get more of that precision because of the tension that it adds to your left stick movement. So in terms of hitting, that is what these KontrolFreeks do and why I would really recommend them, at least trying them to see how they do for you. They're about 15 bucks for the precision rings and about 20 to 25 bucks depending on which ones you get for the thumbsticks. If you want to see the ones that I individually use, make sure you check out those links in the comments. They are affiliate links, so if you use those links, they also support me as well. I do also need to note with pitching, this is really dependent on how you pitch. I don't recommend the rings, especially if you're using pinpoint pitching. Not really recommended because it's just adding tension. You will have more difficulty completing your pinpoint movements. Also, you can use a Control Freak like I'm using for pitching. I have a tall one on pitching because I like to claw grip it. This is how I grip the controller, like this. So having that height makes it easier for me to do that. However, especially if you're using pinpoint, you don't have to. You could just leave it off, rest your thumb like this, and probably have more than perfectly fine success. That's just for me in comfort. And finally, if you use the precision ring on your left stick, it'll be a little bit of a hassle to field. One thing you'll notice is your fielders may not run down the ball very easily because they aren't sprinting. You got to press the stick really hard to get that player to sprint towards the ball. So I would recommend either A, having a second controller, or just being prepared to just jam the stick really hard to get to those fly balls. It's very difficult sometimes. Sometimes your player just will jog instead of sprint, and it will hurt you a bit. But you could also set another controller without the stick and then just swap it if that is something you want to do as well. But again, it is entirely up to you in your situation. You may be perfectly fine with this. You see, I just messed up because I'm moving my right hand to the left stick so I can press harder. So fielding is a little bit of a risky thing. You might have to wear in the ring a little bit, get some reps with it before you get it broken in, and it becomes a little easier to do. But it is still very difficult to get that fielder to sprint in the outfield. So keep this in mind when you are using them. It's a common problem. But that is going to be it. Like I said, if you want to check these out, check out the links in the description and in the comment section. Those are Amazon affiliate links. You can get them right on there. But I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know in the comments which ones you are using. If you happen to get your own Control Freaks, maybe you've been rocking them before. I'd love to hear what you have to say. I do also want to experiment with controllers in the year. I know if you play on Xbox, I'd recommend the Power A controller. Those controllers are very good for working properly in the game. But hopefully PS5 allows us to come up with new controller options other than the basic PS5 ones. I'd love to test more and more things as we go. But I hope you all enjoyed. Make sure you like if you did. See you all again on the next one. Deuces.